everyone, it's Angie. How's everybody doing today? I hope you guys are all doing great. I just want to point something out right off the bat. I recognize that this is a backwards orientation that you're looking at right now. Usually, you're looking from over my shoulder. Well, I had to get a little creative today with how and where I'm filming, so this is what I could come up with, and I hope it's not going to be too distracting or weird. I know most people don't even look at the videos while they're listening. They're working on their own thing, and good. So if it does bother you, I really apologize. You can maybe just skip past this one if it's too much for you to deal with. So I completely understand. But let me just first off, I want to show you something so I can get it out of the way. I want to show you my progress. I have two, well, you guys know I have a million works in progress. But I have two that I'm actually three that I'm consistently working on, switching back and forth between. One of them I just started yesterday for an event. And that's the one I'm going to be working on today. But I want to show you my progress on the one that I have been working on kind of full steam because it is turning out so gorgeous. And I just want to say a few words about it. It is this one. It is Summer Night by Jane Mayday from Dreamer Design. And this is one of their new kits. And I can't get it all in frame at once, so I'm just, scrolling it for you. I hope that's okay. I'll show it I'll explain to you why I can't show it to you in a different way in just a second. But look at that deer. Isn't it beautiful? Look at those flowers and that butterfly. Look at the details in those flowers. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then up here, I've skipped the middle section because I like to work around the edges first. Got that cute little mousy guy in there. And then I can't wait to get to the fox's face. It's going to be so beautiful. So beautiful. So I've got a fair amount done. I would say 3/4 of the way done. I'm maybe 2/3. I don't know. But I'm close. I'm close to being finished. I just wanted to show you how it was working up. I am so impressed with Dreamer Designs lately. Their new kits are just fantastic. Can't say enough good things about them. Love, love, love. So the kit that I'm going to be working on today is Fenya from Diamond Art Club by Enes Guerrero. She is, one of my favorite artists. Now, I don't love everything she puts out, but I do love a lot of what she puts out. And I'm working on this for the Palentine event. And that's being hosted by Mindy's Diamond Moment and the Uncrafty Crafter. And it is celebrating friends. And I'll tell you why this one is appropriate. You would think, Fenya, that's, she's kind of a, fierce looking, not very friendly looking person. But the reason why this one applies and means so much to me is that I did not get this. I'm sorry for all the crinkling. I promise I'm going to be done crinkling in a second. I did not get this when it immediately came out. And by the time I was able, because I just wasn't able to financially, by the time I was able to, it was sold out. And my dear, dear friend, Sue Layden, managed to, I don't know if she wanted me to say her name. Well, it's too late now. My dear, dear friend gifted this to me. And so that's what I am working on for Palentine. So I just started it yesterday. I've got 3 sections done, and my sections are 4-inch by 6-inch sections. So I think I'm doing pretty well. I've got, yesterday was the 5th of February, and I didn't start until then. So I got a little catching up to do as far as, not starting right away on the 1st. So, but I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm enjoying working on it so far. These, I haven't worked on a DAC square in a hot minute, but these squares fit together like a glove, man. These squares are just so tight. And I'm loving it because what it's doing is, I'm a really sloppy drill placer, and what it's doing is it's sucking my drills together and making them tight, or making them straight, without me even having to put forth any effort, which is so much appreciated. So I really wanted to do a face-to-face video with you guys today. That was my goal, was to do a face-to-face with you guys today. Wanted to do the big smile reveal, you know, of my new smile, and I have some, you know, things that are going on with me and the channel, some changes and some updates, and it was important. It kind of feels like I'm turning over a new leaf. And I'm going to tilt this camera a little bit because it feels like it's really glaring. Well, it doesn't matter. It's my light that's making it glare. I really apologize for that glare on there, you guys. But I don't, like I said, I don't think most of you are watching anyways. You're more so listening. Anywho, I really wanted to do a face-to-face. In fact, I did record a face-to-face video, but I couldn't finish it. I still cannot wear my dentures long enough. I couldn't wear my dentures long enough and talk to film an entire video. The reason for that is I am dealing with some bone spurs that are working their way out of my gums, and they've gotten to the point where they've broken through the gum line, but they're not loose enough yet to be extracted. So I'm basically like a teething baby. And it's extremely painful, and having the dentures up against it is, you know, it's really, really bad. So, you know, I don't think most people have this much trouble with their dentures. I have a compromised immune system, and my body heals from things very, very slowly. Like about at a third the rate of a normal person, from what I've experienced in the past with dental procedures, where they tell me something should take so long to heal. It takes about 3 times as long to heal. And so I think that that's a contributing factor. I think it's just taking me extra long to heal. So that made me have to, you know, do this video this way, and not face to face. And I apologize. I really wanted to do, you know, a face to face. It was important to me because today's a big day in my channel life. And well, I mean, I guess not that big, but it, you know, it was something I wanted to be face to face for. But I couldn't do it. I just could not tolerate those dentures in my mouth for another minute longer. It was really painful. So, and then you're wondering, okay, but that still doesn't explain why you're filming us backwards. Well, the reason why I'm filming you backwards is because I have shingles. Now you're thinking to yourself, what does one thing have to do with the other? And that would be a very good question. And I have a very good answer. Everything in my life is messed up. Just wait. So, I have shingles. It is on my, my torso and my right thigh and hip, and running down my right leg. And I cannot sit. I have to sit in my recliner. I can't sit in the kitchen chair like I would normally do and put the camera behind me. And there's not room behind my recliner for my pedestal that my camera sits in. And I can't find my lazy arm because I'm a lazy piece of crap and I lose everything in my abyss of a craft room. And we're going to talk about that in a minute too. And I can't find my lazy arm so I can hook the camera behind me, and the base of my thing won't fit. So I wanted to make a video today so bad, and so I just decided, you know, we're just going to have to suffer, and we're going to have the camera in front of us today. We're going to try to do something different. We're going to, you know, pave a new path or plow a new pathway in the way things are done. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into stuff, right? So you may or may not have noticed that my name has changed. I am no longer Craftnado. I am now Angie the Craftnado. Now, there's a couple of reasons for doing this. First of all, I've always kind of regretted my channel name. And you know, it was funny at the time because that was the nickname that my husband and daughter called me, and we thought it was adorable at the time, but it just really, I don't know, I don't know, it just never really felt like me, or the whole me, let's put it that way. The other reason is, you know, when I'm in lives or, you know, working with other creators or, you know, people are talking about me, you know, there's people that refer to me as Angie and there's people that refer to me as Craftnado. And a lot of people don't realize that Angie is Craftnado. So I wanted to, you know, kind of marry my two personalities and, you know, make sure that you know, people know I am who I am. So I just thought that adding my name in there was appropriate, and it is, next month will be my 2-year YouTube anniversary. I got an announcement from YouTube that it was my anniversary. So I figured what better time to do it than, you know, on my, or near at least my 2-year anniversary. Can you believe it's been 2 years already? It seems like it was just yesterday that I was recording my first video. It really, yeah, it really does. It seems like yesterday. So you know, I'm thinking to myself, 2 years it's been, and I have to say that I never in a million years would have ever expected to have been as successful on YouTube as I have been. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, aren't you full of yourself? You think you're that successful? Okay, let me define my version of success. My version of success is I have, first of all, had a blast, had so much fun, you know, with everything I've done. But second of all, I have made some of the best friends of my life through YouTube, literally. You know, there are people who I consider very, very dear friends who will be ride or die lifelong friends that I would have never met had it not been for YouTube. And, you know, I think I've talked before about, you know, how lonely my life was, and how boring my life was, and how unfulfilled I felt before YouTube became a part of my life and the diamond painting world became a part of my life. I hate to use the word diamond painting community because, you know, it's not like we're one big happy community. There's, you know, all kinds of, it's more of a diamond painting universe, with all kinds of planets and solar systems floating around in it. You know, it's not one big community. It's a universe of galaxies of solar systems out there. So but yeah, so before becoming a part of the YouTube diamond painting world, my life was very lonely, very boring, and I'm so thankful to, you know, have this outlet. And I know I've said it before, and I've just been thinking about it a lot, especially lately, because I've been dealing with some things. Which leads me to what I kind of wanted to talk about today. And this is a little bit somber, and I hope I don't get, you know, choked up. I hope I don't get too up in my feels. And, you know, maybe this might be a little bit of a trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about some mental health stuff, which I never, ever, ever go into that stuff on my channel. But today I feel like it's necessary because of what's been going on with me and my absence for quite a while. And it hasn't been a total absence, but it's been a, you know, a withdrawal. Let's call it that. My withdrawal from YouTube as of late. So if, you know, if you're someone who's triggered by talking about that kind of stuff, you know, you might not want to be here for it. And I respect that. And, you know, I totally understand that. Some people, you know, if you're going through your own stuff, you don't necessarily want to hear about somebody else's. So, you know, I had to give myself a little bit of grace recently. I've been being very, very hard on myself. And a friend pointed out to me what I have been through in this past year. And if I list everything and pile everything up, you guys, it's been a lot. In the past year, I have gone through a hysterectomy, COVID, colorectal surgery, MRSA, total tooth removal, and now shingles. All this year. All since last, really, in the last 8 months, 9 months. You know, and so I challenge anybody to go through that much stuff and not have a little bit of a hard time adjusting. You know, there's been a lot of recovery. There's been a lot of feeling terrible. The tooth removal hit me hard. Hit me harder than I ever thought it was going to. Completely shattered my self-image. I went through months where I wasn't able to look at myself in the mirror. Like literally, I didn't even look in the mirror to brush my hair. I could not bring myself to look in the mirror. And I felt hideous. I felt just disgusting. And I fell into a deep depression. Now, there were a few times during this period. Now, and let's also say that, you know, I did recently go through a hysterectomy as well. And losing your ovaries, you do have hormonal changes. I did keep one ovary, so I'm not completely without estrogen, but I still think that, you know, there is a hormonal change in what's being, you know, pumped through my body. So I'm also going through hormonal changes because of the hysterectomy. And then the going through the emotions of, you know, losing all of my teeth threw me into just a really deep depression, unlike anything I've ever felt in my life. And I couldn't dig myself out of it. I was in this hole and I couldn't dig myself out of it. And I would try. I kind of a lot of times ascribe to the fake it till you make it philosophy, where, you know, if I put on a brave face and go make a video, maybe that would snap me out of it. Like if I went and smiled and did something that I loved, you know, that would remind me how much I love doing that thing and snap me out of it. Well, that wasn't working. Nothing was working. You know, I did manage to stay current and involved with my other commitments as far as like with other channels. Well, it's just Mindy. I'm not going to say other channels, plural. You know, with my crochet along and stuff like that. I would manage to stay current with that. And, you know, I'm not going to say that I was depressed every single day, you know, because there were good days in there. You know, I had my shopping trips. Those were good days. I had my, you know, I had good days mixed in there. But for the most part, I was very, very, very depressed. And I was in a deep, deep hole that I couldn't dig myself out of. And this lasted for several months. And therein lies my lack of content being put out and my lack of going live. So, you know, part recovery, part depression. That's what's been going on. That's what's been going on. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've said on my channel. I've talked about it on Mindy's channel, but yeah, I have shingles. The 2 days after my birthday, I came down with shingles, and it's been extremely painful and difficult to recover from. It's just been awful. It's been absolutely awful. You know, I had the big C, not the big C, the little C. I had the other thing, and last summer, and this was so way worse, way, way worse. Yeah, I would not wish shingles on my worst enemy. Not that I have any enemies that I know of. I don't know, maybe I've got an enemy and I'm just unaware. This was way worse than that. Way worse than anything I've ever gone through as far as an illness. And unfortunately, it's going to leave some pretty nasty scars. I had blisters that were so big and deep that they left bruises. A blister left a bruise. Like I've got an actual bruise. And yeah, it's been nuts. It's been just crazy. So so that's been happening. And then I'm super excited. God, there's just been so much going on that it's hard in one video to tell you everything. Because here's what's a difficult thing for me right now at this moment. One, I'm out of practice. It's been so long since I've made a whip and chat video. Second, I talk about a lot of this stuff in my crochet live with Mindy on Fridays. So I don't want to necessarily repeat myself, but I've got to remember that not everybody watches those that watch my videos. So if you are not aware, Mindy and I do a crochet along. It's kind of an ongoing thing. We're on our third project right now. We're making a summer blouse or summer top. And we've made a pillow cover and an Afghan so far. So this is our third thing. And we go live on her channel on Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Now, even if you're not a crocheter, come check us out and hang out with us if you're able. We have a really good time. We don't, there's a lot of time when we are, just filling in rows where we're not talking about crochet at all. We're just chit-chatting about life in general. So a lot of the stuff that I need to tell you guys, I've already mentioned during our crochet lives. And so I feel like I'm repeating myself, but like I said, I got to remember a lot of you aren't watching that. So, yeah, but I'm back on the horse. I'm feeling so much better. The depression I feel like has subsided. I feel completely and totally back like myself. I'm excited to start putting out content like I used to. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to try to stick to any schedule. I'm not going, because I think that stressed me out by saying, okay, I have to do a whip and chat on Wednesday, and I have to do a video every day. I can't do that to myself because that takes the joy out of it for me. If I'm doing that, it really just detracts from my enjoyment of doing YouTube. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it on my terms, and my terms as of now are going to be, I'll upload when I feel like it. Now, that being said, I've got about 12 videos that I need to record and get out to you guys of unboxings of stuff. Like, I'm woefully behind in doing that. So there is going to be some pretty consistent content for quite a while as I get caught up and get that stuff out the door to you guys. And I hope that you enjoy it. I still haven't, let me tell you how bad it is. This is how bad my depression was. I still haven't put out or recorded, I still haven't unboxed my Black Friday orders. It's that bad. Now, I know I have done a few things in between, but I still have my Black Friday orders that I haven't unboxed. Yeah. And at this point, I don't know if I even should bother because, it's been a while. But I did get, I am going to do it because I got a kit. I got 2 kits that were actually older kits that I just had been on my mind for quite a while. And with the, with the deal, I thought now's the time to nab them. Now's the time to get them. I do have a couple of things on order from DAC, not new releases, but restocks, and so I'll be showing those when I get them in. I also have, Mindy and I are going to be doing a little something a little bit different. We talked about it on our crochet live, but then she didn't want to talk about it on her regular live on Saturday. So I don't know if she wants that to be a little sneaky secret or what. So I'm not going to say anything more about it quite yet, but her and I have got something up our sleeves. We've got something cooking. We've got something cooking. I also wanted to talk to you guys about, I wanted to get your opinion. You know, I have done many, many events where I have co-hosted. I have never done an event that I have hosted on my own. And I might be doing that. I did invite someone to co-host it with me, but they're not sure if they're able to do it. I've got to double check and see. But how would you guys, if I were to host my own event, do you think that it would be okay to just run the events through my YouTube channel and post pictures on Instagram and tag them on Instagram, and that would be good enough? Have a hashtag, and that would be good enough. I really just, you know, or I don't even know if I want to turn this into an event. Maybe we could just have a hashtag and you know, have it just be us working together kind of thing. But I'll tell you what I want to do. I really, really, really want to work on one of my mystery kits. It's really burning a hole in my closet. I've been dying to get at one of these kits, the landscape one in particular. And it's, I'd like somebody to work with on it, to, you know, work together on it. So I was thinking about turning that and making that into an event, kind of a mystery along. Now, if that's already out there, if, you know, there's so many events going on. If that event is already out there in the world, somebody please let me know, because I haven't seen it. And that's okay. You can't see everything. But I'm trying to be more active than I have been in the past few months. In you know, being on top of stuff, but you know, it was really difficult, and I apologize. You know, I probably lost subscribers over my absence, and you know, I feel badly about that, not because I care about my subscriber count, but just the thought that I might have let somebody down. And so I feel really terrible about letting someone down. And you know, part of the depression and part of the feeling bad about myself actually started to become, Angie, you've got this channel. People expect you to be doing XYZ, and you're not doing it. You're not living up to your end of the deal. You're supposed to be putting this content out there. You know, you've got this product that you're supposed to be showing, and you're not doing it. There's people counting on you, you know, and, you know, going live, not going live, you know. I'm thinking, Angie, you know, there's people who, you know, come to your live every Saturday, and you're just leaving them hanging with no explanation, you know. And that made me feel even worse. That made me feel absolutely even worse. But my lives are back. Lives are back. Still going to be on Saturdays at 8:45. I actually, you know, I moved them from 9 o'clock to 8:45 because I wanted to do it after Mindy's live. So I moved them from 9 to 8:45. Mindy goes from 7 to 8:30, and I think I'm just gonna, I just don't know why I've got that 15 minutes in between. I'm just gonna go right after Mindy. If she runs a little bit over, I will just not start until she's done. So I'm gonna actually change my time, and I'm gonna start going right after Mindy at 8:30 Eastern on Saturdays. So there, that's done. Told you the new schedule. Told you the new schedule. So, and then the other thing I have to do is a yarny video. And so I felt like I was able to put those dentures in today and film a video, or at least a part of the video. So I was thought, okay, that means tomorrow I'll be able to put those dentures in again and film a yarny video. But like I said, it hurt really badly and I had a hard time. I couldn't get through the video with the dentures in. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it tomorrow because I don't know if the soreness will have gone away enough by then. But I do need to do I'm really excited to do a yarny video to show everybody everything I've purchased lately and all of that stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got a kind of a funny story to tell. So guess what is in the corner of my living room right now? You are never going to guess what's in the corner of my living room right now. Keep in mind that today's date is February 6th, 7th? February 6th or 7th. What do you think's standing in the corner of my living room? If you guessed my Christmas tree, you win a gold star. So, here's the deal with that. Jeff and I were fighting a silent battle, and I think I mentioned this before, but I might not have. Jeff and I are fighting a silent battle. Well, it's a not so silent battle, actually. My contention is that for the past 30 years, I have taken down the Christmas tree by myself. No one has helped me. I've taken all the ornaments off, taken the lights off, folded the branches down, put it in the box, everything. Completely by myself. It's his turn. Sorry, it's your turn, bud. I'm not doing it this year. And he's like, no, that's your job. And I've said, no, I'm not doing it. So we went back and forth on that for, literally a month. And finally we came to a compromise. We came to the compromise that if I took all the ornaments off, just the glass bulbs, that he would take off the lights and fold up the branches and put the rest of it away. So I agreed to that compromise and we were good with that. Well, the very next day I got sick with shingles. Like literally the very next day. Because we talked about it on a Friday and I started getting the shingles on Friday. And by Saturday I was sick. And that was a little over a week ago. Yeah. So the tree still sits in the corner of my living room. And I'm telling you, people who go by, because it's the corner that faces the front of my house. So I'm sure all my neighbors that drive by think, what losers? They still got their freaking Christmas tree up. What a bunch of losers. Oh yeah, but I'm feeling a lot. I'm not completely cured yet by any means of my shingles, but I'm starting to feel, quite a bit better. So maybe tomorrow I'll get the tree down. Today I've already I already made, part of one video, and now I'm making this video, and I made some chili, so I spent some time doing that, and so I'm already all tuckered out today. Maybe tomorrow I'll get to the tree. Do it mañana, tomorrow. Ay, 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 so funny, so funny. So also I've got some more big news. I got a new dog. Kind of got a new dog. So I had been thinking about getting another dog for a while. And I kind of started seriously looking into it. I was on Pet Finder every day and looking at all of the adoptable dogs in my area. Keeping my eye out for anybody who looked like a good candidate, because I'm not going to take just anybody. And I, wasn't having very much luck. And then Maddie came home for the weekend, and she brought Junebug, her dog, with her. And Bo Duke and Junebug get along so well. They're like the two best friends that anyone could have. They love each other, they play together, they snuggle together. They're just really, really good friends. And so I had a thought. So I asked Maddie and Austin, how would you guys feel about sharing custody of Junebug? And I didn't expect them to go for it, but they thought about it and they were like, okay, yeah, we can do that. So last week was our first week of shared custody, and we had Junebug all week. Maddie brought her on Friday night, and we had her from Friday until Saturday afternoon. So we had her for a full week, and it was just lovely. It went really, really well. Junebug is super sweet. Junebug is if they actually had her DNA done, and she is a mix of a mix of a mix of a mix of a mix. Like, you name the dog breed and she's got some of it in her, seriously. But the most of her DNA is German Shepherd, Lab, and Siberian Husky. So, and sheepdog. Not sheepdog. Cattle dog. My bad. So yeah, so they love each other very much, her and Bo Duke, and it was just a joy having her here. But she is a little bit of a little monster. I gotta tell you what she did, and then I gotta get going because I gotta get up and stir my chili. Little bit of a monster. Maddie and I went yarn shopping. When we had our live, when we went to that supposedly Michigan's biggest Joann's, which supposedly was going to have this giant wall of yarn. Well, it didn't have that. And, yeah, they had a lot of yarn, but it wasn't like spectacular like it was hyped up to be. So I was very disappointed. So I didn't even get anything there, if you can believe that, any yarn anyway. It's because of that, we went to the local little yarn store, and we cleaned out their clearance. They had a bunch of Rowan yarn on clearance, and it was absolutely beautiful yarn. And so we cleaned them out. We got everything. So I decided with my clearance yarn last week that I was going to make me a pair of mittens. So I made said mittens, and let me show you said mitten. Hold on, it's within reach right here. I believe it's within reach. Yes, it is. So I made these mittens. Don't look at that yet, because that's part of the story. So is it with these furry cuffs, and I paired in this silk yarn that's fuzzy with sequins, and I love them. So I wore them to the doctor when I went to the doctor on Thursday, and I came home and I put them on my bench. We have like a bench in our entryway that, for like getting your boots off when you come home. Sat them on the bench, came in and fell asleep. Took a nap, because I was sick, right? So wake up and Junebug's nowhere to be found. I go walk out by the back door, and this is what I find. My brand new fancy glove. That little poop chewed the thumb off of it. Now, thankfully, this is so, like, I can't believe, I mean, it was very serendipitous because when I finished making these mitts, I had a very, very small amount of yarn left over. And I thought to myself, do I save this or do I throw it away? I mean, if I save it, what am I saving it for? There's nothing enough to do anything with. And I almost threw it away, and I thought, nah, I'll just stick it on my shelf in the craft room. And I'm so glad I did, because I believe that I'm going to have just enough left for a new thumb. Because this thumb is made in one piece, so I can just take this seam off where I sewed it on and make a new thumb and attach the new thumb. So luckily there wasn't any more damage than that, because I really love those mitts. Really, really love them. Other than that, she was a perfect angel. other than chewing my mitt, she was a perfect angel. Perfect, perfect angel. But anyway, you guys, I am going to get going because, like I said, I've got to go stir my chili. I don't want it to burn on the bottom. And I've been talking at you guys for 45 minutes, and that's an awful long time to let my chili sit without stirring. So thank you for your continued support. Thank you for sticking, you know, with me. If you're watching this, you obviously did stick with me through my absence. I'm sorry if I let you down in any way. But like I said, it was tough. It was a really tough time that I went through the past few months. Probably the lowest I've ever felt in my life. And I'm just so thankful that I'm finally feeling back to normal, because for a while there, I honestly didn't know if this was going to last forever. I kind of felt like, you know, is this my new life now? You know, am I going to feel like this forever? And it was scary. It was really, it was scary to feel that low for that long. So I'm just thankful that I'm feeling back to normal, and I'm so happy to have you guys as friends and as someone to talk to. So, all right, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video, and I hope you all have a great, great week. All right, bye, everyone.